Hello and welcome back to Adventure Planet, where my Poland trip continues here today with a visit to Legendia. Now, Legendia opened here in 1959, so it's been here for quite a while, sits on about 64 acres of land and features in excess of 40 rides and attractions. 4 roller coasters here, one currently SB&O, which is a little bit of a shame. However, 3 are operating, one of which is the Lech Coaster, which actually opened as Poland's longest, fastest and tallest roller coaster until Hyperion beat it just a year later over at Energylandia. Energylandia being about an hour's drive away from the park here. Now, again, another park I've never done before. Really looking forward to seeing what's in here. Heard good things about this one as well, so really looking forward to it. I'll show you the park map in just a second. Park hours today, 11 a.m. all the way through till 8 p.m. So we get an extra hour of park time than Energylandia over the past 2 days, so that should be good. Should allow for some nighttime shots of some of the rides here. Let's head on in. 3 creds for me to obtain here. Really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a good one. Sit back, relax. Weather should be good today. Fingers crossed, that's what they say. Let's go take a look. Welcome to Legendia here in Poland. And just to take a quick look at the park map there, as you can see here, it reminds me very much actually of the American Adventure that we used to have back in the UK, which was all kind of set around a big lake here, and it kind of just encircles this entire lake all the way around. You've got Lech Coaster at the top here. Absolutely can't wait to get on that bad boy. We'll be entering the park in here and probably taking a clockwise direction around the park. We've got an Enterprise here as well, we've got a Ferris wheel, and we've actually got a bungee at the moment, which looks pretty high. It's just over the back here. I've seen a couple of people jumping off here today already. It looks pretty high. It looks like probably at least, I don't know, 160, 170 feet perhaps. It is quite a high one. Plenty of screams coming off there as well. Legendia is, though, of course, more of a family park, really, more for kind of the not too young, probably around kind of 10 to 12 years old, so nothing too much in the way of high intensity thrills here. If you want those kind of thrills, then Energylandia is the place to be. However, this is supposed to be a very picturesque park, so really looking forward to getting in here and taking this trip around the lake. So there we are. There's the entrance behind me. Let's head on in. And just coming through into the entrance of the park then, just through the entrance turnstiles, greeted with this lovely little area here. This all looks really nice. I'd like to see this all lit up, all these lights on the trees here going across the top. All this signage here, all these neon signs. But that looks fantastic. Big old lollipop there. Oh, it's my Jelly Belly friend again. Ah, he's following me around on this trip, you see. Now, as opposed to these, what all this means, I have no idea. I think Google Translate might help. Oh yeah, look at this. Fantastic. Pizzeria in there, that's my lunch sorted. I could certainly live on pizzas out in theme parks. A couple of places still not open yet. And of course, that bungee still at the top there. Fantastic. Only done that once before. I always kind of preferred to do something like that over a bit more of a vista, you know, over the Grand Canyon or something, you know. Even though I'm sure the view from up there is pretty fantastic. Legendia actually is positioned kind of almost in a city centre. It's a little bit of a weird place to get to, really. It's certainly not in the middle of nowhere, much like, you know, like Energylandia or something, you know. Swinging ship over the back there. We'll take a clockwise walk around the lake here. So there's some scaffolding and I don't know, is that for a show? Looks like it could possibly be some kind of dive show perhaps, not sure. Oh, and there we are, Lech Coaster at the back. Fantastic. Also got Devil's Loop over the back there. The old twin loop, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, used to be an American Adventure, actually. A little carousel just through the back there, and a little play park for the kids, little mini teacups over the back. Was that a Miami ride over there? Not too sure. A 3D cinema. Yeah, all this lighting, the archways and stuff. But that looks fantastic at night. Again, it's going to be another quiet day here, I think. It is a Friday today, so I was expecting crowds to be a little bit more than we've had at Energylandia over the past couple of days. However, I may be wrong. We got a little ride here that I used to call the Mexican hat as a child. It's quite well themed. It's almost like I don't know, is that like a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing? I don't know. Some kind of fairy tale? Can't see a ride operator there. And Dreamflight Airlines over the back there is actually one of the park's original rides, opened here in 1959. Looks like a little stage here that's not quite been set up yet. Well, that'll open up a bit later on. Oh, I do enjoy walking around a park that I've never visited before. Everything's new, you don't know where anything is. It's a bit of a quiet area, this one. Missing a bit of audio around this part. What is... I'm trying to work out what this is. Some temporary ride that's clearly not in operation at the moment, but... Circus Hopala? Hopala? Wow. I'm going to say, I don't think I've ever seen a ride of that type before. I would have liked to have seen that in operation. I wonder if it will be opened up a little bit later. We are here at Rope Drop, so it's possible that some rides may open a little bit later on. We shall see. The teacups to the right again there. Right, let's start our trip around the lake. And here we are then on the Royal Ballroom, as this is called. This is the old Mexican hat type ride that I showed you earlier on. I thought I would get on. This is a nostalgia hit for me. I used to love these rides as a kid. And the good thing about it is, it's nice and well themed here. Some good audio as well, although that seems to have just stopped. Yeah, nice little ride this. Not too intense, pretty comfortable. It's kind of more of a carousel ride really, that just kind of goes up and down as well. Yeah, some nice theming on the back there. And then yeah, like I say, those two kind of dancing away at the top. Not a bad cycle. About 2 minutes on that one. There you go, our first ride of the day. A little bit of on and off ride footage of the Royal Ballroom here at Legendia. Continuing my walk around the lake now, and yeah, as you can see, just kind of behind this tree line here, you can actually see there's like, these are like flats or something, like high-rise blocks of flats here. It's basically the city centre and the main roads going just behind this tree line. And this park is basically just plonked in the middle of it all. It's, it's a crazy location. Yeah, as you can see, completely empty here really at the moment. The Wonder Garden through there, looks like a little maze. Yeah, a little hedge maze there for the kids. Got some interesting theming around here. Very well maintained park so far though, really clean. And there of course is the main teacup ride. Got the mini teacups down at the entrance of the park, and the main teacups right here. Yeah, it's a fantastic looking park. Like I say, really well maintained, and a great layout as well. Small bits of theming here as well. Mr. Fox, Mr. Cat, I think. Is that Pinocchio in a cage? Ah, I think this is one of the dark rides. Jama Basiliska. Once again, I apologize. I think this is the dark ride, which is basically based on Polish legend of the basilisk. We'll be checking that out a little bit later on. But I am going to head on to the wheel here. Look how well themed that is. Love the carriages. There's a mini wheel here as well. Yeah, we'll get on this if it's open and give you some views of the park from up above. And here we are on the Legendia Flower, the Ferris wheel here at Legendia. Opened here in 1985, and as you can see, yeah, it's all the apartment blocks and the main road here and car park. And on the other side, we've got the park itself. Dreamflight Airlines over there. Opened with the park in 1959. Lech Coaster over the back. And then the entire city just right behind it. It's crazy. And I believe I'm the only one on this Ferris wheel. Standard Ferris wheel really. Nice little little cars here, and then the pole in the middle that you can turn to turn your little car around. But with no one in here, there's not really any need to do that. There's the big show building there for the basilisk ride. And yeah, in terms of the park, I mean, it's so far, like I say, it's really, really quiet. You know, which again, same as Energylandia really, takes away a little bit of the atmosphere. But again, it means I'm going to get on every single ride here easily in this park. Obviously, like I say, it's open through till 8 p.m. today. So not too many rides for me to actually go on in terms of thrill rides, at least. Lech Coaster pretty much being the top one of my list. But it's just nice to have a relaxing day. Energylandia was pretty, you know, it was pretty high stress. Lots to cover in Energylandia across those 2 days. Whereas here at Legendia, it's going to be much more of a relaxed pace and some much more relaxed rides to go on, including this Ferris wheel here. Yeah, it's really nice. Great views from up here. Fantastic. But yeah, we'll get off the Ferris wheel. We'll continue walking around clockwise around the lake. I think I'll head on to Dreamflight Airlines next. Ride one of the park's originals. I'll see you when I get off. Again, fantastic theming leading up to the flower, of course. All of these kind of tulips on the left and right hand sides here. Big flower in the middle. And all of these with actual lights inside them as well. Again, I bet this looks fantastic at night. But yeah, really nice lead up to the big wheel there. Really, really nice. Yeah, I've spotted a little wave swinger over here. Might give that a go. Again, as you say, like these paths down here, nicely maintained. And of course, Dreamflight Airlines. I'll get on that after the wave swinger. Little game room arcade just there. And a little music box arcade over the back as well. Yeah, I think we'll give this a go. Let's get on. And here we go on the wave swinger then. Sweet Dreams, this one's called. In terms of actually, you know, loose articles on rides, they're pretty lax on that. You know, I've been able to take the GoPro on here, just holding it in my hand. So, you know, as long as you've got a good grip, you'll be okay taking stuff on the rides here. But yeah, like I say, so far, really impressed with the layout of this park. It looks beautiful, really. It's, like I say, really, really well maintained. And what else? Got a little bit of a kick to this one. Feel some of the blood rush into my legs there. It's a sign of a good wave swinger, right? And you feel those G's kick in. Really good. Anyway, yeah, looking forward to getting on Dreamflight Airlines next. So I'll see you when I get off. We'll head over to that ride next. I just got off my ride on Sweet Dreams then, the wave swinger here at the park. That's the interesting thing is actually 26 rides that are actually here in Legendia were purchased from Denmark's Summerland back in 2013. So 2013, this park saw a pretty sizable expansion, if you like. So yeah, most of those rides actually come from there. Of course, we've got some of the arcades here, to the left and the right, and now I'm heading down to the flying machines. not a Blackpool. This is Dreamflight Airlines. Looking forward to getting on this. Looks like a fantastic ride. And like I say, 1959, a lot of history with this one. Let's get on. And now we're on Dreamflight Airlines. Got my own little cabin, or car, whatever you want to call it. Pretty good though. 2 seats in the front here, three, and then 2 at the back. Takes a little while to get going, this one. However, when it does, it looks pretty fantastic. Little propeller spinning away on the front there. Nice bits of theming around the ride as well. Haven't actually seen an eatery that's open yet. I think obviously they were well aware that today was going to be a quiet day, so there's not very much open, unfortunately. Dream Hunter Society over the back there. We'll be doing that coaster. That will be the next ride, or maybe the Huss Enterprise actually. That might be a good ride to get on after this. Looks as though something might have existed there before. Looks like it's been removed. Dream Hunter Society, though, that coaster was actually rethemed in 2017. Used to be known as Zyklon, which I think means cyclone, potentially. I could be completely wrong. And it used to have well, it used to be painted green. And as part of the retheme, it was painted kind of a purpley pink colour. It's an interesting coaster, though. Not sure of the manufacturer on that one. I'll have to check the good old RCDB for information on that one. Oh, we're pretty much full speed now. And just like flying machines back at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, it is fantastic. I really do love these rides. Ah, it's great. Hey. Oh, the sound of the propeller is fantastic, and yeah, it's got some G's to it. This one as well. Really, really nice. Oh, listen to that. And like I say, good bit of history with this one. 1959. Good to see that the cables holding the cars on are still nice and strong, though. Oh, speed! Fantastic! What a machine! Oh, you can imagine this back in 1959. This must have been impressive. Great cycle as well. That's over 4 minutes. Oh, and here we go. Powering down. That was a nearly 5-minute cycle. Oh, what a great ride. And just got off my ride on Dreamflight Airlines then, and oh yeah, one of the best flat rides I've ridden in a while, that one. That was fantastic. And like I say, the history that comes with that ride as well also really made it really, really fantastic. Anyway, right in front of me now, the Huss Enterprise. It's Phoenix. However, I'm gonna leave that one for now, and I'm gonna try out the Dream Hunter Society coaster. Like I say, it used to be called Cyclone, was relocated and rethemed and called Dream Hunter Society. Really interested with this one. Let's get on and take a look. And here we go on Dream Hunters Society. Now, I was lucky to get on here because it needs to be 3 people at least before they let you actually ride this. So I managed to find 2 people to get on with me. Oh wow, that's just like one massive helix. So here we go. Oh, wow. Not sure how much you're going to see on this one. Hey! Oh, a big old helix. Hey! Oh, it's a rough one. Oh, here we go. Bit of trim brakes there. And into the brake run. Wow. And a little bit of on-ride and off-ride footage there then of Dream Hunters Society, or at least I hope I got some on-ride footage. Very unique train design there. It looks almost like an oversized Dodgem car, and the seat in front was actually quite high, so although I was trying to point the GoPro to give you some idea of what the ride was like, I'm not too sure if I've been successful. Very much a rattler though, that one. Was opened here in 2017, but it feels a lot older. You go up that first lift hill into that first drop, and oof, if you've got back or neck problems, you're not going to be very happy on that ride. Then into that second drop, same kind of thing, and then a big old helix to end back into the station. Hey, it's a cred, I'm happy I've done it, but yeah, if you've got any kind of health issues, maybe give this one a miss. Anyway, the Huss Enterprise is right next door. Let's get on. And here we are on the Huss Enterprise, otherwise known as Phoenix. Another ride where I'm completely on my own. There we go. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, Christ. Oh, it's a shaky one. Yeah, as you can see, nice padded back here. Ah, hey. Nice and comfortable. Oh, it's a little bit. Oh, it's kind of all over the place. Wow, it's a little bit shaky, this one. Hey. Oh, I do love a good Huss Enterprise. It's been a long time since I've ridden a good one. Hey, right over. Like I say, Zodiac at Thorpe Park doesn't quite go all the way up these days. And of course, at Alton Towers, the Enterprise there is unfortunately still down and out of action. Hey. Oh, wow, this is fantastic. Hey. Oh, it's one of the better Enterprises I've ridden in a while. Short cycle though. Yeah, we're coming to an end. Good one, that. Oh, that power down sound. Love it. On to the next ride. I think a flying carpet's in order. And here we go on Dragon Temple then. The flying carpet. Been a while since I've been on one of these. Oh, some great views of Lech Coaster here as well. It's one of the main reasons I've come here, of course. Oh, keeping yourself in place when you haven't got anyone sat next to you on these rides is pretty tough. It looks like an old building there of some carousel type ride. It looks as though it's been removed, but they've just left the shell there. Oh, some great views. Starting to get a little bit hungry now though, so I'm gonna have to see what kind of food options they've got here. If I can find anywhere that's actually open. I still haven't come across any kind of eatery that's actually open so far. Very quiet day here. I just thought I'd come and check out that old building that we spotted from the flying carpet. And yeah, as you can see, there definitely was a flat ride in here at some point. And it's basically all been removed, but they've left the actual structure here. It's all kind of tapered off. Looks like there's someone's shoe down there. No idea what this once was, but yeah, definitely a flat ride of some sort. If anyone knows, yeah, let me know in the comments. And I thought I'd jump on Diamond River. It's a little log flume here at the park, opened in 2016. Nice cattle pen queue here. Good theming though. Look at this. All these gems. Looks good. Again, empty park. No queue here, so it's going to be an empty boat. So I'm not expecting to get wet. However, you never know with these rides. Only one way to find out. Let's get on. And here we go on Diamond River then. Looks pretty well themed. I'm a little bit worried, as this was originally going to be an empty boat. Now we've got a couple more people in the back, which means we could be getting wet. Oh, beast. 2 drops on this one though, and there's only one way to find out how wet we're gonna get. Bit of low theming here. Oh. Wow. Hey, this is pretty well themed, this. Looks pretty good. Lots of water in the boat though, which is a little bit of a worry. Really nice. And here we go, drop number 1. Oh. I'm suddenly pretty nervous. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh. Yep. A little bit of a sprinkle. And here we go for drop number 2. This is the big one. A little bit of a light sprinkle on the first drop. Could be worse on the second. We shall see. Hey, it's a much warmer day today, so I'm less bothered about getting wet. Just slow crawl to the top. The final drop. It's Diamond River. Here we go. Oh, yep, that's pretty rough. Not too wet though. Not too wet. My shoes are soaked. Wow. And a little bit of off-ride and on-ride footage there then of Diamond River, the log flume here at Legendia. 2 drops on that one. I have to say, apologies for the rough visuals there as I hit the bottom of each one of those drops. Hitting the water at the bottom was so savage, it actually knocked the GoPro loose from the Volta, even though I did tighten the thumb screw pretty hard beforehand. They do say on that ride that you do need to brace yourself when you hit the bottom because it is pretty savage, real hard hitting, but a great ride. Didn't get too wet, kind of a little bit more than a light sprinkle, I would say maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10 on the soak scale, not too bad, but a great ride, some great theming around there, and yeah, if you're coming here, it's definitely worth getting on. Anyway, seeing as I didn't get my magic pump at Energylandia the other day, I have spotted a ride here called the Giant Water Pump, which I'm going to head on to now. Whoa, that was fresh. Which I'm going to head on to now and see what that's all about. Nothing too intense, just basically a swing ride. But hey, a ride that's called Giant Water Pump, I'm up for that. Let's get on. And here we are on the Giant Water Pump. Oh, there we are. It's probably the only pump I'm going to get on this holiday, seeing as I missed out on the magic pump at Energylandia. It's kind of like a very miniature gyro swing. Quite a unique ride, this. Hey, hold on to the rails there if you want. And yeah, you're just kind of sat in like a little bit of a barrel here. Got your seat belts. And it just kind of swings left and right with a little bit of a turn on there as well. A little bit of a spin. Nothing too intense. Doesn't go upside down or anything. Hey. Yeah, not too bad. It's kind of one of those relaxing rides again here. Nice little swing. I've completely forgotten about getting any food here as well. I keep saying I'm going to go and get some food, and I am now absolutely starving, but I've not yet come across any kind of eatery that's actually open, so I need to make a conscious effort to try and find somewhere to eat after this, and certainly before I get on Lech Coaster as well. Give us some time to go down, and then we're going to hop on that coaster. It looks epic. And there we are, the Old Mine Tavern there. That looks like a very tasty burger on there, but unfortunately, as per all the other shops here, Old Mine Tavern is closed. And that's the thing with the parks on a quiet day. Unfortunately, a lot of the places are shut. And this kind of goes back to what I say about that lack of atmosphere, you know. Obviously, you can't blame the parks on very, very low capacity days like today. It would be a complete waste of time and resources to actually open all this up when, you know, there's basically no one here to really take advantage of it. However, I'm starving, damn it. I need some food. Another great look at Diamond River there. Oh, great water ride. Hey, and if you stand there where I just was with the GoPro, you get pretty wet. You actually have your more modern cable cars if you like, but they also do have these as well. Much more open air ones. Oh wow. I have no idea what that is. Is it a stage for a show? Is this kind of, was a ride here? Kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Matterhorn or something, you know? But I don't know, unless this was theming from a ride. I have no idea. Doesn't seem to be in use currently though. It's the best thing about coming to parks that you've never been to before. Just this, it's a whole voyage of discovery kind of thing, you know? We're just coming up to about 2 o'clock now. So, been here for about 3 hours, and we're about halfway around the lake as we approach Lech Coaster here. Great audio in this part of the park as well. Oh, makes you feel like you're some kind of battle-hardened warrior going to a coliseum for the biggest fight of your life. Oh, Lech Coaster looking immense. Look at that. Can't wait to get on this. If the entrance is here, then I think that's what we'll be doing. Lech Coaster, there we are. Oh, this is it right here. Well then, food can wait. It's time to get on Lech. Lech opened in 2017. 3 inversions on this one, featuring a nice reverse sidewinder. This should be a good one. Of course, this was the main reason I came to this park. Wow, interesting. Looks like this is supposed to be some area as perhaps a pre-show in here. There's a screen at the back there, not actually in operation though. Oh, look at the theming. Great views of the coaster through there. Oh, and here we are. Fantastic. Great station building up here. And there's the coaster. Let's get on front row. And here we go on Lech Coaster. Opened here 2017. As we climb to the top of the 131-foot lift hill. 59 miles an hour this one. 3 inversions, like I say, featuring that tasty reverse sidewinder. And up we go. This was definitely one of my bucket list coasters. Oh, what a view over the lake. Oh, fantastic. Oh, oh wow. Oh, the airtime. Oh, nice. Oh, I pulled straight through this station. Oh. Hey. Oh, wow. Hey. Oh. Hey, and into the brake run. That was fantastic. What a snappy coaster and what a great view over that first drop. Well, that's got to be a, that deserves a back row ride.
Please unfasten your seatbelt.
And a little bit of off and on ride footage there then of Vekomas 2017 coaster, Lech Coaster. And look, like I said yesterday, Vekoma really showcasing just what they are capable of with their later models like this. This is fantastic. That first drop over the lake, excellent views straight into that reverse sidewinder, up into a fantastic airtime hill, then a corkscrew through the station, a second corkscrew after that, the helix, back into the brake run. Lots of pops of airtime on this and masses of grey out I actually had. I've ridden this 3 times now. Front row, back row, front row again, and I'm about to have another middle row every single ride. Massive amounts of grey out just as you get to the bottom of the hill and go up into that reverse sidewinder. Absolutely insane. Like I say, 131 feet, 59 miles an hour, and a total of 3 inversions. Vekoma really are at their best with this one. What a ride. Oof. And just checking out some of the merch now in the Lech gift shop. Some shirts here. Lech Coaster. Just kind of printed on there. All different sizes. Got some hoodies there. Lech is a roller coaster. It definitely is. Oh, you can just hear it. This is actually the supports of the ride here coming into the shop. So it really has generates that roar as the coaster's going past. Got some skulls here. Fancy a skull? Quite nice, aren't they? No prices on them though. Oh, there we go. 15 zlotys for these little ones. More skulls, some helmets. All very medieval. And of course you got some of your fridge magnets here. Feel like they're made of kind of a wooden material. A nice brightly coloured Lech mug. There you go. And coming away from Lech Coaster then, we've got Dolina Yagi, I think that's pronounced. It's a little rapids ride here. Hey! I have just found out as well that the skyway that basically goes across these cable cars aren't actually part of Legendia, just speaking to a park operator about 5 minutes ago. And yeah, they're not actually part of the park, which is kind of deceiving, because it does look as though it is within the boundaries of Legendia. But I've been assured that it's actually not part of this park, which is a little bit of a shame, because I fancied enjoying riding one of those open air ones. I think that would have been pretty cool. And just next to the rapids then, we've got a little kids play area here. And this is a little bit further around. You've got Devil's Loop, as you can see just out through in the back here. Now, I was actually correct in what I said about this being located at American Adventure, but it's also been at Lightwater Valley as well, where there it was known as Super Looper. Pretty much just consists of the double vertical loop and then one of the slowest helixes known to roller coaster enthusiasts just coming through this section here. The unique thing about this ride though is that if you do want a slightly different experience, you can ride the back row where two of the seats face the other way, so you can actually ride this backwards if you want. And it looks as not only it's got the slowest helix known to man, but also the slowest lift hill. But you got to think, this coaster's traveled around a lot. It's an old one, but that means it deserves to be ridden. Let's get on. Now, although it's called Devil's Loop, I'm going to try my best with this pronunciation. Diabelska Pedler. Is that right? Somebody rate me out of 10. I try my best when it comes to pronunciations, but yeah, I'm not very good. Well, here we are on Devil's Loop. And again, another ride that's got some history to it. Like I say, used to be operating in 2 theme parks in the UK before moving out here. And I gotta say, the restraints on this ride are not comfortable. It's like having 2 iron bars pressing down on your shoulders. I'm expecting this to be a rough one. Well, let's see. Oh, you know, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. And here we go into not the most intense helix in the world. Hey. Yeah, you know, that wasn't as rough as expected. That was not as rough as I expected. Not too bad at all, that. Simple, snappy, straightforward. think the only thing left to do now is get a ride on that backwards row. And here we go. Oh! One of the loudest lift hills in the world. Oh, great views. Now then, could be an intense one, this. Going backwards. Oh! 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 Hey! Oh, wow! Oh, that's a much better ride. Hey! Oh, that's... Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Much better. That was a much better experience. Obviously, roller coasters are more intense on that back row anyway, but facing the other way, wow. Some on-ride and off-ride footage there then of Devil's Loop. Actually came here to the park in 2007, so it's been here for quite a while. I was actually expecting that to ride really rough, but actually it wasn't too bad. The restraints weren't very nice at all, really kind of hurts the top of the shoulders, but otherwise the ride itself was actually quite smooth. Also manufactured by Socket this. Haven't ridden many of their roller coasters in the past, so it was nice to get back on another one of those. Never actually got to ride this when it was at American Adventure. I believe it was called Twin Looper. I can remember riding Missile, but not this one. Good ride that. And pretty much closing in on one complete lap of the lake then. Just to the left here though is Scary Toys Factory, which has been at SB&O since 2020. As we can see, it's looking pretty neglected here. Lots of foliage kind of growing through the track there. Looks very similar in layout actually to the Dream Hunter Society that we actually rode earlier today. I'm not quite sure whether they're suffering with maintenance issues. This ride's kind of been up and down over the course of several years, so clearly they're having some trouble with it. But unfortunately it does look as though they've left this one to ruin. I suspect that at some point it will probably get removed and replaced with something a little bit better. And just behind what would have been the main entrance to Scary Toys Factory though, it's kind of the kids area of the park here. Got the little air balloons ride. All pretty quiet today though. They got a couple of other smaller rides here, and what looks to be a little vintage car ride just here. Hey! And just to the left here is of course the big old bungee crane that people have been jumping off of today. Not very often, but there have been a few. Little carousel ride in there, the electric ring. And yeah, the little vintage car ride. And as I kind of finish the full lap around the lake, I have to say, this has been a lovely park. Like I said at the start of the vlog, this is definitely more aimed at families and kind of, you know, the younger children. But you do have fantastic rides here, like Lech and Devil's Loop even. And just inside the entrance to Legendia then, at the little pizzeria, I decided to get myself a pepperoni pizza and a bottle of Coke. And that came to the very reasonable price of just £5.50, which is pretty amazing. As you can see, I've already taken a big chunk out of the front of this pizza, and it is pretty good. Cooked fresh, had to wait about 15 minutes for it, but it tastes absolutely fantastic. I'm absolutely famished, so I'm going to destroy this in probably less than 5 minutes. And then I'm going to head back down and do a ride on the dark ride that tells the story of the Basilisk here in Poland. Just polished off that pretty sizable slice of pizza back there at the little pizzeria. And yeah, that's definitely satisfied a hole. Kind of a little bit disappointing that there's been no other eateries open up around, you know, this entire lap around the lake. Absolutely nothing open. No drinks facilities, no eateries, nothing. Everything's shuttered. Only the ones right at the entrance are currently open. But again, you know, you have to look at it from the park's point of view, that when it's as quiet as it is today, you know, why spend the time and resources opening up other places? There are also some rides still closed as well, like that circus hopper behind me, and a couple of other rides as well. I'm just heading back clockwise around the lake now, where I'm going to go and check out that interactive dark ride, which tells the story of the basilisk. Could be a good one, this. Not too sure what to expect. Let's go check it out. Well, this is a very unique queue line coming in here for the basilisk ride. Actually coming into that main building, and what do I first walk into? A massive restaurant. Yeah, actual restaurant, and then this ride is located kind of inside that restaurant. Oh wow, look at this. Fantastic. Lots of theming on display here, and for some reason, a bouncy castle. You know what, I'm actually half tempted to get on there and have a little jump. How bizarre. Doesn't seem to be any kind of structure to this queue line. Where am I going? Oh wow. More theming pieces down here. Great audio. Am I going this way? Here we are. All right, I'll put in some on-ride footage. Here we go. Gotta grab my guns. Hey! Have I got a target? I don't know. Did I just shoot the child? Oh, I hope not. Oh, I've got some points. 72,098. Wow, already? That's insane. Hey! Hey, great quality screens. Yeah, really, really nice. Die. I'm trying to get as many points as I can, but I am holding the GoPro as well. I may suffer.
Dalej, odważnie! O, uciekamy!
119,000. Oh. I mean, obviously there's a language barrier here, so I have no idea what is actually going on. Oh. However, that doesn't mean that you can't appreciate the theming and ride system, which is pretty fantastic. Oh yeah, the theming's great in here. And like I say, the screens are really high quality. Hey! Oh. I'm trying my best. I do love a good trackless dark ride. Ooh, gems. Oh wow. Run, little buddy. Is that it? 172,000 points. Hey. Am I going to see my picture? Where am I? I'm not there. Oh. Hey, no, that's not me. Unless I've just shaved off 30 years. Great dark ride that. Nice. And there we are. Some on-ride footage there then of the Basilisk, the trackless dark ride here at Legendia. Apparently telling the story of the Basilisk according to Polish legend, but obviously, like I said, on the ride itself, I couldn't understand anything that was actually being said or really what was happening. But that doesn't mean to say that you can't appreciate, obviously, the ride system and the theming and the screen quality in there as well, all of which was fantastic. Of course, these trackless dark rides really are great. They basically allow the ride vehicles themselves to perform all kinds of different maneuvers like reversing, rotating and all the rest of it, which of course if it was on a rail, you know, you're pretty much restricted to just a forward movement. So these really are good, all guided by the latest technology like Wi-Fi and GPS that enables a central computer to basically know exactly where each individual car is at any one moment in time. Really impressed with that. Actually really good. And I came out with 170,000 odd score. I think that's probably really bad, I suspect, but you know what, I'm pretty pleased with it. Anyway, I'm back at the Legendia Flower now, the big wheel here, and I'm just going to take one more lap around the park, obviously waiting for the sun to kind of go down a little bit now, as today is part of Legendia at night. So I'm hoping that we're going to start to see some pretty good lighting packages around the park as the sun begins to set. We've got about 2 hours before park close time, so I'll put in some off-ride footage of a couple of other flat rides around the park, and also maybe get on a few re-rides myself. Maybe starting with Dreamflight Airlines. Cracking ride. And so I'm just sat in the restaurant now, which actually backs on to the Basilisk ride there. That's the ride just through there. Had a little bit of a sweet tooth after that pizza, so I've gone for a nice tiramisu. And this worked out at about £3.50. Looks fantastic. Let's tuck in. And I've just polished off that beautiful tiramisu then, which for £3.50 was probably one of the best tiramisus that I've ever had. Really tasty. That's taken care of my sweet tooth. Just heading back around the lake now. Just behind me there you can see is the kind of structure that was left, I'm assuming, after the removal of whatever flat ride used to be there. Just had a quick look at it, a bit of a closer look, and it does appear that it was a flat ride at some point in the past, because there are still some parts of infrastructure left and some sort of areas that you could see that maybe perhaps housed the motor at one point. So I do believe that that was a flat ride some years ago. Be interesting to know what flat ride that actually was. Also found out tonight that Legendia at night isn't actually tonight. It's on selected days only, tonight not being one of them. It actually runs from 8 o'clock up to midnight. Today the park actually shuts at 8 o'clock. So unfortunately no kind of lighting packages to film today on any of the rides. As a matter of fact, some of the rides have shut already as we approach 7 o'clock this evening. So what I'm going to do is head further around the lake here, maybe get a couple more re-rides on Lech Coaster, and then get myself back to the entrance of the park and wrap up today's vlog with a few final thoughts on my visit here today. It's been a good one. And with another 2 rides on Lech Coaster then, that is going to bring me to the end of this vlog from not only Legendia, but my Poland trip itself. If you've not already, check out the 2-day vlog that we posted on the channel from Energylandia, where we rode such roller coasters like Hyperion, Zadra, Abyssus, took a look at some of the shows and other flat rides and the general theming in that park, which was of course my first ever visit. This today has been my first ever visit to Legendia as well, and you know what? I've had a solid day today. Lots of flat rides and attractions here, and of course the beast behind me that is Lech Coaster, and I gotta say, that is one of the most intense coasters I have ridden. And as I've said it plenty of times before, Vekoma have come such a long way, but that really is a kind of a showpiece for Vekoma engineering. Absolutely fantastic. That new generation coaster is from that manufacturer and absolutely deserves anybody to ride it. If you're an enthusiast or whoever you are, come to Legendia and make sure you ride that. Back row, oh, it's intense, proper intense. Ignoring Lech Coaster though, as fantastic as that is, the other rides around here, absolutely fantastic. An amazing dark ride that I was really impressed by, and other unique rides like, you know, the magic water pump and the you know, or the large water pump. Sorry, the magic pump was Energylandia. You know, the large water pump here. And of course you've got the flying carpet, you've got the bungee, and you've got lots of other little unique rides, all beautifully landscaped here, set around this huge lake, which absolutely looks fantastic. It's well themed in most areas. There are a couple of areas where you can see where theming has, you know, not as much attention has been paid to the theming. Oh, and there he goes. Fantastic, gives me shivers. Yeah, not so much attention has been placed on the theming, which is a little bit of a shame. And there are some areas of the park that do need tidying up. There's clearly a number of flat rides that have been removed, and their facades and buildings still remain, and they look a little bit of a state. There's some flat rides that are actually still here, SP&O, and look as though they have been for a long time, like a couple of the rides near the main entrance of the park. They're looking really quite rickety. And of course we have the SP&O coaster here that has been SP&O for 2 years, since 2020. Now, I feel like for a start, Legendia need to focus on getting those rides removed. Now, whether this kind of means that the park is maybe struggling financially, perhaps, I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to actually say for sure that they are, but that tends to be the case when you start seeing flat rides getting removed, and some flat rides just standing SP&O and nothing's really being done, you know. So really my top tip would have been for this park to get another one of these in, a second coaster. That would have been absolutely fantastic. But then you kind of think, well look, you know, Energylandia is less than an hour's drive away from here. In my personal opinion, I feel this park would do better to cater to a different audience. I think Energylandia is obviously to attract the thrill seekers. You know, this park is never going to compete with Energylandia on a thrill seeker basis. Next year that park's going to have 20 roller coasters, and most of them extreme thrill rides. This park, I think, needs to focus more on what they do really well already, and that's the kind of family rides and the junior rides, and the landscaping and everything. It's pointless trying to compete with Energylandia when you've only got one big coaster here. However, having said that, please don't ignore Legendia just because it only has this one coaster, because this one coaster deserves to be ridden by anybody. And like I say, this is a fantastic park anyway. Like I say, beautifully landscaped, and yeah, it's been a little bit of a shame that it's off peak, and a lot of places and the merchandise stalls and the eateries and stuff around the lake has actually been closed, which has been a little bit sad to see. But of course, it's the time of the year. You can't blame the park for that, as I've said before. Staff here have been great. A little bit difficult to gauge operations because the park has been so empty. You know, staff have been waiting to try and get rides up to as much of a capacity as they can before they send them off. So there's been a little bit of waiting around, but that's due to the park being so quiet. I've loved my day here. I think it's been fantastic, and that, if nothing else, this ride behind me has made the entire day worth it. A little bit disappointed that I didn't get to see Legendia at night. That was never going to be today. I think that was a misunderstanding on my part. That's only on select nights only and runs from 8 o'clock through till midnight. So I just hope that if I come back to Poland in a year or two's time, that Legendia will still be here, that it survives their potential financial issues that they may or may not have. I would like to see, if I came back here, like I say, those rides removed, a little bit of tidying up, a little bit of extra theming in some certain places, and maybe a couple of new family rides. And leave the thrill coasters to Energylandia, keep Lech, and just improve on what you've already got here. That would be my top tip. My top tip for anybody watching, though, is, like I say, don't ignore this park. Come down, have a look, spend half a day or a full day here, and make sure you ride Lech. That's it, though, for my trip, both, like I say, to Legendia and to Poland. I will be back in the UK on Saturday, and then vlogs will follow. Of course, we're in October, it's Fright Night season, and we'll be starting at Thorpe Park. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support during this trip. I'll see you again real soon in the next vlog. But until then, as always, happy riding, everybody. See you in the next video.